Okay, first and foremost, I would like to give all the honors and praises and glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh, Baisham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waharakah Kodash. Honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit and to the hopeful elect across the globe and to the few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in hopes of being saved within these last days. And this lesson is going to be concerning what they call the mark of the beast. All right, we're going to start off on Revelations 12 and jump straight to verse 17 all the way to Revelations 13, Baba Kushar, and 16. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. So it's speaking of a dragon. Okay. And who is the woman? The woman represents Israel. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. It says went to make war with the remnant of her seed. So who were the remnant? The remnant would be the 144,000 and the multitude, right? Those that believe in Yahweh Shai, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So this dragon is basically declaring all-out war upon those that believe, keep the commandments, and have the faith and the testimony of Yahweh Shai. And what is that dragon? The dragon is the system. Okay. We're going to go to Revelation 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Right? Key thing, 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. So we're talking about 10 horns right here. The 10 horns today is known as the EU, the European Union. It represents a common market of European Economist Community, EEC, established 1958. Okay. So we had 10 horns upon his 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast, which I saw was unlike unto a leopard, all right, which represents the Greeks at that time, and it was feet as was the feet of a bear, which represents, what's it? The Russians. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So there goes that dragon again. And the dragon was also is part of the Roman Empire, even though the eagle was the symbol. And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. So when was his head wounded to death? It was during the Dark Ages. And the wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So the wound was healed. When was it healed? It was healed during the Renaissance period. And it says, and all the world wondered after the beast. Okay. So this beast is highly worshipped. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? So this is why people say, good luck. You know, when they come across you and they say, good luck, because they've already gave themselves over to the beast. Okay, who is able to make war with him? So people, they're in awe of the beast. Remember, the beast is Satan, the serpent, the beast, the devil, going back to Genesis. So people are thinking, how can we make war against him? Because guess what? He's on a physical level, he has everything he needs. But what we have is the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Let's jump to verse 5. And there was given to him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given to him to make war with the saints. See, your persecution, your gang stalking, it didn't just come out of nowhere. It was given unto him to make war with the saints. Who were the saints? Those that believe the Lord, Yahweh Shai. And to overcome them, and power was given unto him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that lead to captivity shall go into captivity. So Esau led us in captivity, so he was going to go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience, the faith of the saints. Now let's go to verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. These are your two political parties. You have, in America, you have Republicans and Democratic Party. And in the UK, you have, what do you have? You have Conservative and you have the Lib Dem, right? In America, they call it the blue and the red. And he exercised the full power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, right? So you have two beasts, you have two parties, all right? And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, which was the Roman Empire. I hope I'm not moving too fast. Whose deadly wound was healed. Okay. So when was it healed? During the Renaissance. And he doeth great wonders. Here we go. This is where you get the magic and all that stuff, and the V2K. People call it V2K and all that technology stuff. So he maketh fire to come down from heaven. That was their missiles. And the earth in the sight of men. I believe it was Yugoslavia. And deceiveth them that dwell upon the earth by the means of those miracles. So a lot of people are being deceived by what technology? Because this technology, it has the means of deceiving people. By means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell upon the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound of the sword and did live. So that there's an image that's being formed now, and that's part of 666, the mark of the beast system, which is, it's a digital system, right? You don't really need to pay cash anymore. You could do everything on your phone, everything. Bills can be paid on phone. Transport, you can get on public transport with your phone. Delivering food on your phone, everything can be done by that. Don't even need cash. So the digital system is already here. Okay. And it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay. And he causeth all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. You see that? So what's that mark? That mark is the chip, right? It's an RFID chip, right? And this RFID chip, it's an antenna. It's the size of a little grain of rice. And that's what they're looking to embed into your skin, all right, to track you, okay? Or in their foreheads. So this is what's going to be implanted. And I do believe a lot of people have got this already, right? I do believe that. And that no man might buy or sell save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to do any transactions. Because when you go into a store, even to get into that store, you're going to need to probably tap your wrist, your palm on an identifier. In order to buy food, you're going to need to do the same thing as well. So it's going to be known if you have it or if you don't have it. It's going to be very difficult, but this is where you're going to need to have faith. So no man can buy nor sell. In other words, you can't trade, right? You're going to have to they're going to label you as a problem. Or the number of his name. Hear his wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. That's his number. Okay, so that's the main agenda. And sadly to say, the people don't even need to get this put in them. Look how people are acting already. They're already programmed. They're already robots. Right? They're already robots. Look what happened when you had the COVID. Right? You had people walking, how far from each other? 3 meters? 3 meters? You had people wearing masks. That was all a test run. That was all being written down. All right? Let's go to Mark of the Beast, Baba Kashar. This is Mark of the Beast, Baba Kashar. So it's a seal for the followers of the Antichrist and false prophet in Revelation. And it may be an end times identification required by the Antichrist to buy or sell by its exact nature, a number of numbers, or unknown mysterious. So there you have it right there. So with this whole thing that's going on right now with the way society is now, a lot of these people, they're gonna take it, man. All right, 666 and its connection to the beast and human rebellion against who? Against God. Right? The mark of the beast represents the spirit of the devil, which rebels against God and identifies people as followers of Satan. That's what it is. It's basically everybody getting together and worshiping Satan. All right? That's why these people will get they manifest on you, because a lot of these people without the chip in their bodies, they're already under some demonic control, technology control, and all that. But it's really going to be issued in your hand or in your forehead, right? And apparently, it can give you cancer as well because it has mercury in it, you know. So is there anything else? Baba Kishar, Psalms. We also go to Psalms 37. It's an agenda, and this agenda's been in the works for a very long time, from the time of Adam Weishaupt, to abolish all private property and do away with all world religions and have them all worshipping Satan. Your gang stalkers, guess what? Your gang stalkers have sold their soul to the beast, bro. That's what you don't realize. They have literally done that. And now they want to merge themselves with you, right? Let's go to Psalm 37 and jump straight to verse... see what we can get. Baba Kishar. About the wicked and his devices. Oh, this is Psalms 37, and we're going to jump straight to verse 7. It says, rest in the Lord, Jehovah shall wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. It's a device, right? But the scripture says, fret not, because this has to happen, right? In order for Yahweh to return, this has to happen. Cease from anger, forsake wrath, fret not thyself in any wise. Remember, this whole program is based on you doing something evil. So you're going to have people, that try to provoke you to do something so they can get you off them streets. So don't cease from anger, forsake wrath, fret not thyself in any wise do evil. Don't get mad, right? Don't get mad, okay? Because that's what they want you to get, right? So we're going to also go to, what else have we got? We got Job as well. Then we shut off. Job 21. Don't get mad, baby. Don't snap. This Job 21, you're dealing with robots, bro. What you got to understand is a lot of these people, bro, they've been cloned. You're not even speaking to real people. You're speaking to computer programs. You think you're speaking to a real human being. You're speaking to a computer program that's trying to gather information on you. Let's go to they're called agents in the Matrix. They're called agents. This is Job 20, Baba Kishar. So we're gonna go to Job 20 now, and we're gonna jump straight to the main point when he's about to fill his belly. This is Job 20, and we're gonna jump straight to 20. Surely he shall not fill quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left, his goods. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. You see that? And this is going to be when the nations rise up against him. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, this is indicative of his goal, right? God shall cast a fury of his wrath upon him. So he is going to do this. He is going to be able to, issue out this mark. God shall cast a fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right? So just when he thinks he's got it all done underway, the Lord's going to rain it upon him. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. What's the bow of steel? Them ICBMs that I mentioned in Isaiah, 54 and 17? It is drawn and cometh out of the body, the glittering sword, missiles, cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places, a fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle, In other words, those that worship him. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. And the increase of his house shall depart. That's all them goods, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed to him by God. So we went to that, we've established that now, right? In Job 20, when he's about to fill his belly. So this man, it's like when you're eating, right? You're eating, you're putting that steak in your mouth, and it drops out your mouth, right? So now let's go to Revelations 14. Okay. This is Revelations 14, and we'll shut off on this. Revelations 14 and 9. Check this out. Right? And a third angel would follow them, right? Saying with a loud voice, right? Check this out. If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, of his wrath. So this is a warning right here. You're going to feel the wrath of God. And it says, Baba Kashar, or he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of his holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you're going to be tormented with fire, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And his image, whoever received the image, and they have no rest all day, no night, who worship the image. And whosoever received the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. This test is, it's going to come up on the whole world, right? The whole entire world. So, a lot of people may think, well, I don't believe in the Bible anyway. I don't care. It's what some people say, it's bollocks. I don't believe in it. Well, what are you going to understand? It doesn't matter if you believe or not. You still have an enemy. Even if you worship Satan, he's still an enemy to you, because he's looking to destroy humanity, right? So this is the main agenda now, to speed this thing up, right, and get these chips issued out, right? That's why we're living in a grid system, a gridded system, all right? So I hope this was edifying, and until the next time, shalom.